Good afternoon, everybody. On a nice Saturday afternoon, you should all be in the golf course. What are you guys doing here? Come on, answers. Good, okay, so I know usually there is no answer which comes in a crowd on a Saturday afternoon. I think one of the things which I want to do before I start the conference is actually compliment Deb and his team, Anil and his team, for putting together a good conference like this. I think the content which they have lined up for us is just amazing, and the people who are sitting here, again, the best of the people in the industry and the key decision makers in the industry are here. I think we should all give a round of applause to the team which is organizing this conference. Right? So I am probably one of the odd men out from this panel. I do not have a packaging experience as was described in my profile. I have a digital printing experience. It's completely different from what you guys go through day in and day out. But what I'm trying to do today is actually talk to you guys about some of the world-class innovations that has happened in packaging. Right? And I'm going to be very restricted towards talking innovation with digital printing, which is my subject matter. Right? So before even we get into the topic of innovations, if you all go back and ask why innovation? Why innovation is because your consumers are changing. The end customers are definitely changing. From Kirana to large format retail, I was reading this article in a famous brand magazine, right? In the 1950s, in an urban city like Delhi, people were exposed to about 8 brands in a given day. There was only one Doordarshan, probably one radio channel. Today, can anyone tell me how many brands does a urban adult go through from a morning 8 o'clock to evening 8 o'clock? Any wild guesses? 9, very close, because there were no other answers. Actually, an adult in an urban city goes through something like 3,200 brands from 8 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock in the evening. That's the number of brands that hit consumers today, right? And you guys are one of those brands who are fighting to remain in the mind of the customer among the 3,200. The toughest job on earth is what you guys are doing, to stay 1 out of 3,200 in the consumer's mind. So we need innovation. Innovation definitely gets you to top of the mind recall, right? And with the changing way of, products getting sold through the large format retail, there's one truth which has definitely become, very, very relevant for today. It's not those crazy advertisements that is going to help you sell the products. It's the package of the product which is going to be the #1 salesman for your companies. Because they say, there was a recent study which was done in South Korea, 73% of a purchase decision is made at the store, not before. When it's made at the store, the only thing which a consumer says is your brand and your package, right? That's where we could put all the relevance and... Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Right? I borrowed this slide from P&G. P&G defines this as moment of truth. Your package should be able to stop the consumer when he's walking through the aisle of the store. He should be able to hold your product, and then you make a sale. That's defined by packaging, experts like P&G as moment of truth, right? Now, so I now want to switch back to the innovation bit, right? Before I talk the innovation and digital printing, I've seen an increase in sugar water sales in 3 short months. Can you ever do it with the product change? But Coca-Cola did this with the package change. This is called mass customization, again enabled by digital printing. The top 150 names got selected. Today it's a rage. After Australia, the entire European countries are doing this campaign. HP Indigo's customers printed 800 million labels, personalized labels like this. Today, if you travel anywhere in Europe, you find all these Coca-Colas in the stores. And they've actually gone, very innovative. There is the larger cans of Coke, share a Coke with family, or share a Coke with, an ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend. They're just coming out with crazy names inside the Coke label and increasing their sales. Gentlemen, the branch who's sitting here, you know what 5% increase in sales would mean to you. I don't need to say more. Enabled by innovative digital printing. More such examples. Coke did this in a very, very huge level and mass level. Heineken, the best brewer in the world, they want to at least stay as the best brewer in the world. They did a very amazing campaign. They said, okay, I'm going to give an option for my consumer to participate in my brand. So I'm going to let you design my Heineken beer bottle. What an amazing concept. They open a website. They help, small pieces of software. You can actually get into Heineken.nl today and design your own Heineken bottles. You can put your own photographs. Before marriage, I was like this. After marriage, I become, whatever you want to put, all the funny things which you want to put on the Heineken bottle, today is possible. And as low as 6 cans of beer or 6 bottles of beer is shipped to you directly. There are more experiments which people are doing. The guys who design their own Heineken bottle and who finish drinking the beer are not throwing those bottles into dustbin. They're keeping it with them as a memento. That's my design, probably has my photograph. There's a statistics. People think 2 times before they throw their name into dustbin, even if it is in the label. That's what survey says. If it's your name, you never want to throw it to dustbin. But if it's going to be on the bottle, they just keep it as a memento. Heineken lives with them forever. Right? Amazing success out of this campaign. Let's also look at some numbers. A 6-pack of Heineken today is sold about 9.9 euros in the supermarket in Europe. Out of that, Heineken actually gets only 2 euros as their recovery cost, because you got to pay the logistics guy, you got to pay the stockist, super stockist, some other stockists will come into play, and the retailer margin. Today, when you order a pack of 6, it's sold first of all at 16 euros, not at 9 euros, and it directly comes to your home. So all the money goes back to Heineken. Probably you pay the courier guy a little bit. Okay, I'm not saying this is a way to cut down your channels, but definitely it's a way to increase your profits. And if this becomes a mainstream business someday, it can really work. And just imagine, now a country like India, if you can take up projects like this, Indians earn for 2 things in their life. 1, to spend it on their wedding, their kid's wedding, especially Punjabis who are sitting here would know this better, right? If the weddings can be personalized with a couple's photograph on a beer bottle or on a Coke bottle, it would make a lot of business sense. It would make a lot of novelty sense rather, right? Great example. Another example of, again, a beverage company which tried doing something to the brand equity. The first company increased the sale. The second company, again, gave an option to participate in the brand. And the third one, actually, with the help of consumers, rebranded their own, designs, right? Sprite's market share in Israel was falling down. It was falling down drastically after the Dew got launched. They wanted to refresh their, brand, basically. Right? So they came out of the campaign saying, you decide my package. And they opened a website. Again, they said the top 6 designs would be rewarded and it will come on our package. Just look at the statistics again here. 3.5 million visitors came to the website. Gentlemen, population of Israel is 7 million. We're talking about 50% of the country coming onto the website to design Sprite. Right? That itself is a great thing. The moment you participate in a brand and in their rebranding campaign, you're going to be loyal to them. Right? So 400, they shortlisted 10,000, then to 400, and they actually sent some of those 400 campaigns, some of the 400 designs to the people who designed it actually. Right? And these are the winners. The 6 top winning designs. But gentlemen, are these the real winners? Or is it Sprite which is the winner? Sprite had invested no money in this. Who's the winner? Yes, this guy who designed it is going to be really thrilled and happy. He's going to be talking about it for his entire life, but Sprite got 3.5 million visitors, and that's what you need as a brand. Right? That's the innovation around personalized, customized, mass customized packaging. I want to switch over to something which is making absolute business sense today, right? Which is counterfeits. Everybody goes through this problem of counterfeits, right? In India, 1 out of 4 medicines is fake. I'm not saying it. Go and do a Google. you will find every report which says this. But unfortunately, all the good things which come, they don't come to India first. It goes to Africa first. Because 70% of the medicine which is sold in Africa is fake. Here it's only 25%. It's okay. 70% is a big risk, right? Which means, 7 out of 10 medicines are fake medicines, and the chances of people going to heaven faster increases. So the government got into act, along with UN, and a company like HP also joined the party. There's an organization called MPedigree today, which controls the pharma packaging for African market, right? If you're an exporter to African market on the pharma products, today you need to have a code on your labels, right? And they made it so simple, it's like, does anyone not know how to recharge a prepaid mobile today? No. If I asked this question 5 years ago, probably many hands would have went up, right? Now, that's the same concept that they introduced. They printed a serial number, 12-digit serial number, which is unique. When you buy a medicine, you do a scratch off on the medicine and take your phone and send an SMS to 121, just the serial number alone. Within 3 seconds, actually I'm sorry for probably this side of the screen is not looking good. Probably you can concentrate. You get a message back from the operator saying, it's an original medicine produced by GSK, manufactured at this date, expires at this date, right? Within 3 seconds, if I get an assurance that this is the original medicine that I'm buying, do you think you can control piracy? Or do you think you can control counterfeits? Absolutely yes, right? But there's more to this. One, the consumer is completely aware that he's buying the right medicine. Second, if there is a wrong code which is coming, it says obviously failed, it's a fake product, throw it on the retailer's face. The message doesn't come, but I'm saying, it's not a right medicine. So the police today, with the help of mobile operators, track down counterfeited products concentration area. Let's take, for example, a country like India. Delhi has different phone numbers. The neighboring Meerut has different phone numbers. If Meerut is sending continuous fail codes, I know that I need to go and hit Meerut. Meerut is where the problem is. For me to conduct raids, this has become a tool. It's actually become a track and trace tool today, right? On top of it, all these mobile companies are giving it as a free service because they're going to have data of all the diabetic patients in the country. Do you know the value of it? Huge value. Then they will start probably utilizing it for cross-selling diabetes-related products tomorrow. Again, working everywhere. Now the service is built on the cloud or the internet. All you do is just take your mobile phone and verify. And these codes. And the best part, a lot of these exports, these code exports, happens out of India. Among 3 of our HP Indigo customers based in Bombay. Right? So again, amazing case study to control piracy. Just imagine if you're an automobile company in India, 40% of the automobile spare parts are fake spare parts. 97% of all airline accidents between 1975 and 2000 happened because of a counterfeited spare part. 97% of the accidents. I'm not saying all the statistics. Just go anti-counterfeiting statistics in Google. You'll find all of this. Now, here we're saving lives beyond adding our profits. If you're going to control piracy, your business goes up by 25% because 1 out of 4 is anyway fake. A guy without a face is fighting with you. You can hit him back by doing variable data printing. Again, great coverage which we got from BBC for this. Again, a very similar example of a wine company in France which changed their entire packaging. I'm sorry, is there any way you can adjust the resolution of this monitor? Unfortunately, I can't see anything here. Right? This is one of the most famous Bordeaux wine, which is sold at $250 a bottle. And this was one of the most pirated wines in Europe. Right? And the guys who buy this are probably the high flyers, but the guys who are making all the money is the retailers and the counterfeiters, right? So with the help of digital printing solution and a company called Advanced Track and Trace, these guys built about 9 security printing solutions on their labels. Things like invisible ink printing or the, the code that we were talking about, or even, the snap tags and the QR codes. 9 security features were incorporated into this, and it had an amazing, amazing result. They were able to track and trace the product 100%. They can even do the supply chain management with the codes that they're putting into the system. Because most of the times, as brands, where we fail is there is a huge demand in Tamil Nadu, but there is a stock out situation in Tamil Nadu. But you are completely overstocked in the neighboring state, which is Andhra Pradesh. Don't you go through this problem as brands? Definitely yes. Not able to manage stocks properly. But I mean, it's not your fault. You don't have a technology today which can tell you that you're overstocked in this location. So the codes not only go onto the product level, it can go onto the master cartons and the bigger cartons. So every time a product is shipped, you're automatically updated about your stock situation, and you do your best stock management situation there. Right? One more innovative example of L'Oreal. This is a company which is probably one of the most amazing companies that I've seen in terms of coming out with market relevant and time relevant products. Right? These guys manufacture a lot of kid shampoo today. Kid shampoo is a great business. It's a growing business in at least the Western countries. I've never heard about a Yodelberry shampoo. Does anyone know what a Yodelberry is? But again, kids know what a Yodelberry is when they're in their primary school. And these guys personalize it according to the time of the year that they're manufacturing the product. If Cars 3 is coming out, it's going to have a co-branded with Cars 3. Or if it's going to be, some other cartoon image, Toy Story 4, which is coming up, Toy Story 4 is branded. Kids buy not based on the quality of the shampoo, but what's outside of the package. If I'm going to say the superhero of the kid, who is right now in the movies, people buy it. So L'Oreal actually changes their packaging based on the relevancy and the time. Right? One more advantage of innovative packaging could be coming in test marketing. Again, one of the world's big brands, Marks & Spencer, they say 1 out of my 3 products fail exactly in 3 months. And one of the reasons for a product to fail could be the package. So they want to eliminate the risk which is involved of a product failing because of a bad package. Today they do test marketing. They package the same product in 5 different ways, put it in different parts of the store, take the reading of what happens, and actually decide on the package. After doing this digital packaging, they've had 12 successful launch of products which has never failed. I'm not sure if it is because of us, just because of the package. It could be because of what is inside also. But again, you're eliminating the risk which is involved in a product failing because of having a bad thing outside. Right? Sustainability, people will talk about it during the day. People spoke about it before. The question of reusing materials which you waste is absolutely crap, according to us. What we say is, please don't waste. You print what you need, and that's about it. Right? One of the most sustainable technologies in printing. Right? In the interest of time, Devasmin, next time you will throw a bottle if I don't finish now. The last one, a great example of what goes into a milk packaging today. Right? You see these missing advertisements in the paper, right? People just don't give a damn. You flip over the pages. There's a very innovative nation in the world, the Scandinavian world, which puts the missing people advertisement on the milk packet that is sent every day to people. If it is in the milk carton, you definitely have to see the person who is missing, and there are chances of the guy being found is great. Right? You can use it for your most wanted criminals also. A great way to use innovative packaging to do it. In net, what we are trying to say is digital printing has an impact at every level of a product cycle, in the production cycle and actually in the sales cycle of the product. I'm sure you as brand owners would be aware of what digital printing can do. We are happy to have conversations with you further. We're going to be here the rest of the day. I have a couple of my colleagues who are here who would be happy to help and show you samples of the product. And thank you so much for your time once again.